So recently I was selected for the data science virtual internship at CodeSoft. I was working on my first project. The task was to build a model that predicts whether the passenger on the Titanic survived or not. I had downloaded the dataset from the Kaggle platform. So for the starting this project, first we need to import some necessary libraries. So I had divided this project in 3 phases. In the first phase we will work on the data preprocessing, and in the second phase we will work on the data analytics, and in the last phase we will start building our first model. Let's begin with the first phase. For the data preprocessing, we had imported some libraries like Pandas, Seaborn, Matplotlib, and after that we had loaded our dataset in the variable called test data, and when we will print the shape of the data, it has 891 rows and 12 columns. This is the data in which we are going to work with. Here we are having different types of data types like float, we have integer, as well as we have objects. When we describe our data, the passenger counts are 891 and the age count is 714, which means there are missing values in the age column. So let us check the data with isNull functions. It will provide us all the missing values, like the age column has 177 missing values and the cabin has 687 and the embarked has 2. For data preprocessing, we need to delete the unnecessary columns which we don't need in our project. So let us start dropping that columns. The cabin has too much missing values, so that we are going to drop that column, and as well as with that we will drop the passenger column, name column and the ticket column, as it is not needed for our project. After dropping all the necessary columns, we will print our required rest of the columns. We have survived, passenger class, sex, age, etc, etc. Now we will fill the missing value of the age column with the median value of that column. Same for the another column. Now we will again check the data from isNull function, and now the data is not null. We don't have any null values in our data, but we are having some objects data types in our data set, which is not required, because when we are building the machine learning model, it will not work with the object data type. So we need to convert this object into the integer value. So let us first change the sex column object data type into the integer, so that ML operations will work further. Same for the another column. Now we are not having any other data type except float and integer, so we will start working with our datas. This is the final result after data preprocessing. Thus we have cleaned all the necessary data. So we had completed the data processing phase, which was our first phase. Now let's start with the second phase, which is data analysis. Here we had analysis the first graph, which is survival counts, the people who were survived and did not survive. This graph shows that. So the survival ratio is less than the people who do not survive. This graph shows the survival by the passenger class, the passenger who were in different class were survived or not. The passenger which are in the first class has survived more, and the passenger who were in the second class has a ratio similar like person do not survive more in the second class. The maximum peoples who were in the third class did not survive. The people who were in the third class had the maximum ratio of they did not survive. Let us analyze by the survival ratio by the sex, like the 0 stands for female and the 1 stands for male. So we can see that the female has survived more as compared to the male. The non-survival ratio for the male is too high. So here we can say the age distribution of the passenger. Fair versus paid survivals. So the most people who paid less money did not survive. The people who paid more money were more likely to survive. So the rich passengers had a better chance to survive than the poor ones. So here we end with our second phase of analysis. Now we are going to start with the last step, which is building a machine learning model to predict the output. For this we will need to import modules from the Scikit-learn for splitting the data into the training set and the testing set. Then we import the logistic regression for training our data. Okay. When we done with the training, I'll show you the values, predicted values, by the printing it. So this is our predicted value, which is in binary format. Now we are going to done importing some evaluation metrics for data visualization, just like printing the accuracy classifications, like the accuracy is and the classification report is. This is a classification report. So our model is 81% accurate, which is pretty good. It's slightly better at the predicting the non-survivors than the survivors. Precision and recall are the decent. F1 score is also good. Let us create the confusion matrix. Okay, so we had created confusion matrix. This is a confusion matrix with the survived value and non-survived value with actual and predicted data. The model correctly predicts the 90 people did not survive. Model incorrectly predicts the 75 people survived when they did not. The model incorrectly predicts the 19 people did not survive but they did. The model correctly predicts the 55 people survived. So overall the model is good. It is predicting the accuracy of 81%, which is pretty good. So here we are done with our first task, the Titanic data set. We created a model that predicts whether the passenger on the Titanic survived or not.